Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do the same pour that I did yesterday. So what we have is orange, we have some beautiful yellow, and we have the blue. And we're going to do the same we did yesterday, only this is Winsor & Newton. So I'll give you the colors, but I also want to give you the recipe of the pouring medium. So the colors are, let's see here, the cadmium yellow medium hue, and that is number 120. It's a half transparent. Then we have the cerulean blue hue. The number is 138. It's an opaque color. Then we have another cadmium orange hue. The number is 190, and it is semi-transparent. So those are the colors. I'll just put them out of the way for a bit. Then I'll, got a little bit there, a little speck of, oh no, it's dry. I want to do the big thank you of my sponsors, of course. We can't forget the sponsors because they are responsible for the channel. And this is the updated list. So put it on pause if you want to check out if you're on there. Thank you all for making this channel possible. Now I'll put this away for a bit because otherwise it might just, you know, cause the flickering of the screen, and we don't want that. So what I did was, so we'll put this in the middle. First in ounces, I have 4 ounces. Oh, I need a new new pen. Okay, let's do another one. Cheap ass pens here. 4 ounces of PVAC. Then we have 1 ounce. I'll just do the, oh no, I can write it down. 1 ounce of gloss medium. Then we have 2 ounces of pouring medium. We have 2 ounces of water, and we have 1 ounce of Floetrol. That's what's in here. So this is the ounces. Then for the people using milliliters, it's 116 milliliters of PVA. It's 30 milliliters of gloss medium. It's, yeah, I weighed this all out, people, of pouring medium and 50 milliliters of water and 30 milliliters of Floetrol. Now, you put this all in a little jar, and I use jars that I have by my vegetables in. Put them all together and give it a really good shake, and that's what I use in the paint. Now, a lot of people ask me, can you just weigh what you put in the paint? No, people, it doesn't work like that, because every paint color needs a different amount of water, and if you do every single color the same, you'll see that you have different consistencies. But what I did do is do the orange. I weighed the orange, and if you do this one, then you can go from there, because that's the good consistency. So that was 30 milliliters of paint, and I put in 18 milliliters of my own made pouring medium and 14 milliliters of water. and then I had the right consistency. Now for the people doing the ounces, it was 1.1 ounce of paint. It was 0.6 ounce of my own pouring medium, and 0.5 water. That was it. Now, of course, by putting in the gloss medium and putting in the Floetrol and putting in the pouring medium, that stuff is full of binders. So that's why we can make it like this. Now, I see a lot of people online, because the last couple of days I had some chill time, and then I go look on YouTube, see what other people do. And I want to again say there's a lot of miscommunication on there. A lot. So don't get confused. Just, you know, do your own experiments, try your own stuff, because that's really important. I see people that I think don't have that much knowledge of paint, and then they I know what they should say is, look at me, I'm testing something, or I'm experimenting or doing this. But they present their videos with such a blah, 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 that people might think, okay, that's what I should do. And then I'm thinking, oh, please don't do that, because that won't work. Like, some use very, very thin paint, and then you get a shot of the pour, and you're thinking, oh, that's cool. And then right after, you know, they let it settle, everything's gone. And, well, there's just a lot of missing information on there, and I'm not saying that everything I'm saying is good, but I do try to show you what I do, show you what I mix, and show you the dried piece in the video that comes after it, so that you see that what I'm doing, that is the result that I'm getting. So that's important. Now, onto the pourer. I was thinking of pouring out of one of those paper cups again, and I am looking behind me because I don't think I have any more paper cups. Nope. So we'll have to forget about that. Then we can always put it in a plastic cup. I should get some, and I should get some bigger ones too. Okay. What I want to do is, someone commented on my YouTube channel. They gave me a really good idea. They said, you know, can't you just pour the blue and then do the yellow and the orange on top? And I thought, wow, that's not even such a bad idea, because then it wouldn't mix that much, it wouldn't get brown. But for the sake of experiment today, I'm going to do it the same as I did yesterday. So it's going to be a dirty cup, flip it, move it all over the canvas, release it. That's what I'm going to do. Well, we just might, you know, do that in a future video. What I haven't put in here is the silicone. So this is what I'm using is dimethicone. It's I'm going to put in 5 drops. The dimethicone I'm using is totally organic. It is non-toxic and non-flammable. So that's why I changed to this this dimethicone, because I like the non-toxicity, and I like that it's non-flammable, so it will not release fumes when we warm it up to about 30, 40, 50 Celsius. Now I'm just making sure it gets in there. Now I might think, yeah, I think I'll start. Did I start with the blue yesterday? I'm not sure. Can't go back. But we're going to start with the blue. But I might just mix it up a little. That's the orange. That's the yellow. And a little bit of orange again. A lot of blue on the side. Now I'm doing it very closely to the surface of the paint, because sometimes you want the whole thing to be mixing and sometimes you don't. So here we go. And I'm going to try to do it just a little bit better than yesterday. That's kind of nice. And I'm going to do the rest. And blue. And I want to do it a bit fast before my silicone pops all to the surface, because the longer you let it sit after the pour, the more the silicone is already on top, and then when you want to torch, there's nothing left to torch. Hope that makes sense. So letting that come down there. And the whole thing come down there. Going straight over. Now I'm going to torch it. See if we get the same cells we got yesterday. Yeah, we're getting them. Okay, this is really like a parrot. Let me move it down just a little bit, because I want it to come over the corner, and it's not going to be doing that, so I'm going to help it with a little palette knife. So first I need some of this. I need some lighter colors for one side. Pulling it down a little bit. There, that is. And as you can see that I don't have much of the paint left over. So I'm just matching the color with what I have on the plastic, the drip off, matching it to where I'm gonna cover the side of the canvas. Oops, got me a little bit. Turning it around. And then I'll show you the pour from up close. That's that. Just a little bit more on the corner here. Whoops. Don't want to drop it in there. Okay, we got it totally covered now. Put this aside because I'm gonna go over and get the other one. But as you can see, the colors are pretty bright, and I like that. And the yellow stayed intact. So getting you guys down. And these are the cells. They are kind of pretty. I really think, well, here is some that have those double outlines, which I really like. Sorry, I can't keep it steadier. See a couple of air bubbles, which I will take care of a little later. But as you can see, the cells really worked out. There are some double cells, double lined. And I kind of like those. Okay, let's put you guys back up. There it is. Back in focus, please. There you go. Okay, so even here, this bit, if you look, I don't think you can pick it up on the camera, but this one has really, really fine lacing over it. That's kind of pretty. And up here, everything is really covered in cells. Just this a little bit here and here, that doesn't have cells. But I'm going to torch away the little air bubbles. That's it. That's all it really needed. So I think I'll call it my parrot pour. I'm not really, you know, that blown away by the colors, but it goes to show that, you know, with different paints you get different effects. Now the one we did yesterday, this one, as you can see, totally different ball game. This one with the bigger and more like fire cells. The thing is that when you use a thinner paint, the thinner your paint is, when you go tilt, the more it'll stretch out all the way. And here you have a much thicker paint, which is the Winsor & Newton. This is Galeria, and then it just, you know, stays more in one place. The overall picture I really like. That's, yeah, that's okay. And sometimes I just like that the cell structure of the thicker paint, I sometimes like it more, but that depends on the colors you're pouring. So when you want to do a pour and you don't have all the money, you know, to pour like 10 paintings a day, what I usually would recommend is go to one of those sites where you can make those color palettes. There are a lot of sites. If you Google for color palette or color swatches, go that direction, you will come across sites that have those. Some will even let you upload a picture and it will make a color swatch from your own picture. That is really cool. So what I would do is I would think about colors that I'd really like to pour, and then I'd go to one of those sites and put a swatch together, look at it, see if it was something that, you know, talked to me or that I felt good about, then mix that paint and do that pour. That's what I would do. You know, just mixing a bunch of paint together and putting it on the canvas, sure, it's a lot of fun to do, but also you might want to tone it down a little bit because, you know, I understand that not everyone can just pour 5, 6, 7 paintings a day, so because of the cost. So then on forehand you get a beautiful idea of what you're going to be seeing after you pour the paint. Now I had another idea because I think the last couple of weeks I was just, you know, pouring and pouring. The pouring part is where I get the energy from. When I do this, you know, and I see that paint moving and doing all kinds of stuff, that's where I get the energy. I just love that. But I was sitting there in the garage and I was thinking, I haven't done very many experiments lately. So what I want to do is make something that is as wide as my canvas. So I'm going to go for a 30 by 30, as wide as the canvas, but it has to be a container that is really high, because what I want to do is fill it with paint, then turn it around like a flip cup, but then pull it down like that. Oh, wait a minute. Now I oh boy, I just poured that out of my hand, this one. That is so oh, I'm such a when I'm doing this stuff, I don't really think much. I was gonna do a flip cup and do the same I did yesterday, right? Okay, well, it turned out nice. Okay, back to my experiment thing. So I'm gonna make a container that is really high but very narrow, fill it with paint, flip it over, and then just pull it over the canvas. Then it'll all come out. That's what I'm thinking. So, because I've really had it with all this tilting. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys have the same feeling, but that tilting is starting to be a pain. So then you see something you really like, and then you think, I gotta tilt it, and then you lose what you really love. And well, sometimes you get something back that is better, but that's not the case in all the times you do that. So I was thinking, just do that, just from top to bottom, and then have something very narrow but high that I can do zip. That'd be really cool. So I'm gonna work on that, guys. So I'm gonna put this one up on YouTube so everyone has something to watch while they're sipping their coffee. I've already had 2 cups of coffee this morning, but I'm going for my third. Because coffee makes you very intelligent. I just read that online. So, man, I should be so intelligent. Okay. Okay. It's a pretty nice weather outside for the time being. They did say it's going to be raining a lot. I did a lot of varnishing, so I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff up on Etsy between now and a couple of hours. So I want to thank you all for watching and wish you all a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and say I love you all, liebe euch alle, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.